Hey guys, can you hear me? Great, great, great. Great to see you, Stone Rivers and Randy and James. Yeah, I'm just filling in for Bob, but I don't have a whole lot of new stuff. I did pick up a bunch of packages for all the beekeepers around my area today. 3 pound and 4 pound packages, and I get one free for helping out the greater Cincinnati area. So that's good news. Let me post the link, see if I know how to do this. If anybody wants to hop on. I don't know if that works or not. I tried to do StreamYard, but not working too good. Evening, Matt. Happy birthday. I guess that was a couple days ago. So I'm not doing a very good job, I don't think. So I do have 21 of my 23 hives up and running now, which is good. Did a couple splits. I got drones flying in and out of my hives now, which I started seeing today, even though it only got up to 45 today. And yeah, I'm on Studio Live right now. I didn't know how to link um, Studio and StreamYard. So, hey, Mike T. So, DC, I see. Hey, DC and JNDS. Ira Lane, Beekeeper. Brian, man, we got a whole group here. It's a good deal. So if somebody wants to jump in, I think you can. I don't know if, yeah. So I don't know if this is going through StreamYard or not. I don't think so. I think this is just Studio. So everything's looking good. I did see in the weather report that we're supposed to be slightly below normal for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, with just a day here and there above normal. So that's not good. When am I retiring? Well, I'm kind of retired now, but I got to go in on the 11th to turn in my dongle and get my exit meeting, do that, and get a little letter that I'm retiring for health insurance reasons. So that's Friday the 11th. I'll go in for about a half a day, go in at 9, leave at 1 or 2 o'clock. So that'll be it. Taking the time off last week. Well, the last 4 weeks I've been only going in one day a week till this week, and then I mostly just one day next week on Friday. So I'm already enjoying it. In fact, that chair behind me is my nap chair. Um, Everything's going good. Um, a good friend of mine, Mary Ann, that lives just I don't know, about a mile from me, mile and a half. I gave her 2 years ago one of my biggest queens I've ever seen. Well, I sold it to her on a nuke because I was running out of queens. And I talked to her today, and I'm going to graft from her off that queen on the 17th. That queen is 4 years old now, and she said her box already has like 10 frames of brood in it, and she's splitting it tomorrow. So I don't know if I believe that report that queens dropped 40% the second year. This queen's an outlier. So I didn't want to get rid of her in the first place, but I said, well, I grafted from her once 2, 3 years ago. I want to graft from her again. Hey Bundy. So that's all good stuff. I don't know if this is the right link for StreamYard or not for getting on here. If anybody wants to help out. Right. There we go. I'm learning. So I think that's it. So I'm kind of figuring this out. Oh, moved the wrong page on the wrong monitor. Yeah, okay, that's better. First time going live. So hope everybody else is doing good. Have to get Lee's hat on. Maybe he'll get on. That's a little bit better. Get a little bit of bee clothes on. So yeah, I'll be I got 11 swarm traps out. I converted all 11 now, 100% converted to my 19-gallon totes. So no more wooden box swarm traps. I got the farthest ones away an hour drive. Most of them, I got a couple down in town, Cincinnati. I'm still on the west side, but in Cincinnati. You wouldn't believe how many swarms are in the downtown center of Cincinnati down by the river. There's always swarms down there. I don't know if they're in the old buildings or what. Seems like there's a lot of swarms down there. I get called every year to go down there. Well, that's good that you found me. Yeah, I didn't have. All of a sudden, it was like quarter to 8, and I said, "Man, I got to get on here and learn how to do this live real quick and pop on there." So, I'm trying. Wait a second. I'm trying to figure more out. Ah, I think now I figured it out. I think yeah. Now I'm on StreamYard. 100 sharing it through Studio, but I don't have comments. So let me figure how to do that. Oh, now I see it. I'm good. Perfect. So now I think that link will work. Okay. Yeah, I have to figure out how to get my background in here too. But that's another step. See what else is going on. Um, so today being 45, I think 44 or 45 degrees high today, I did move three of my resource hives. over to my production hives. I changed those swarms out queens last year, so they're pretty much new queens. So that filled up some of my 9 total hives that I lost this year. I had 8, but then I found another one. It was a laying worker, and it wasn't growing. So I said, I got to check this one out. And of course, it was a laying worker. So there was just, I would say, one even 2 frames of bees, frame to frame and a half of bees on 2 frames. So I just put them in the top box of my biggest hive, let them deal with it. So I think everything's good. All right. I'm not near as talkative as Bob is. He's always got stories, but I'm not the best at that. I'm learning. Never too old to learn. That's my motto. When am I grafting? On the 10th, Thursday. We're supposed to get rain, thunderstorms, but not all day. I'm going to set up my cell builder. And then on the 17th, I'll be grafting. And like I said, I'm going to graft from that super queen from my friend that I sold to her a couple years ago, and she's still around. So that's my game plan. I got drones flying now. I just saw him today for the first time, and I wouldn't call my mentor. He was my mentor that lives clear on the east side of town. It's an hour drive for me to get to him. He's way out on the east side of town, and he grafted 2.5 weeks ago, and they wouldn't make any sales, and he grafted, I guess, this weekend or Friday, last Friday or Saturday, and he grafted 45 cells, and it looked like he got 43, or it was hard to tell. He stayed a lot of bees on them, but I didn't see any that they didn't make. So that's a definitely sign that within a week they decided to make queen cells from the week previous. And usually I graft right around the end of March, first week of April, but this year I pushed it back to the 17th of April. So that's my plan. So hopefully, I'm only going to graft about 18 cells. I set that up today actually on my graph bars. Got 2 bars, each got 9 cells on it. So not a big graft. Got one, maybe 3 queens I want to replace pretty soon during the flow here. Because I don't think well, I know one of them's definitely not performing. It's not laying enough frames like she should be. So I'm going to do that. And this package I got, I'll be placing that queen. I'll just throw that queen in as a resource queen that came from the package and put a queen cell in and get it rocking. If the queen doesn't make it, virgin queen, then I'll put the queen back. Or I'll probably have a couple backups. So I'll put one of those backups in. So that's my game plan. Will I be selling queens? Not on this first graft. Um, I don't think I will be on this first graft. Um, I'll be using most of them. I might have a few virgins that I might give to my couple of my neighbor beekeepers. We kind of help each other out whenever any queens. And one of them texted me today if I was going to graft soon. So I told him I'd give him a couple queens. I asked him how many he wanted, but I haven't heard back yet. I don't think he figured it out yet, how many queens he wants. So after that, after my needs and my neighborhood needs, I'll graft and get them mated and then sell some mated queens. I got 4 of them sold already with no pickup dates yet. Um, 2 of them for a local guy and another 2 of them from a guy that lives out in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm gonna drive up there and check his place out and drop off a couple queens. He's got some bushes, and we're gonna trade some bushes and plants and stuff like that, flowering plants. Kind of a win-win. We found our first swarm cells this week. Grafting next week. Oh, that's good, Matt. Yeah, I'm going to check my biggest hive tomorrow. I checked it 2 weeks ago and it didn't have any queen cells a week and a half ago. It'll be 2 weeks Saturday, so a week and a half ago. And I'm going to check it tomorrow just to make sure. How much my queens? I'd sell them cheap for 35 bucks, maybe queens, maybe 40. At 35 last year, I'll do 40 probably. That's my game plan. And virgins, I usually give my virgins away, maybe 5 bucks if I get that far. But I haven't quite into shipping virgins or shipping cells. But I know people have done it like day 14, day 15, ship cells out, then they're going to merge out within that next day, or as they're getting shipped next day, they might be coming out. So I might do that. So I had in the past years I was sold queens just for my area around here on the west side, north side of Cincinnati, and I was selling them for 35 a piece. So it's time to push them up to 40. I know everybody else is selling them for 45, 50 bucks. So I won't go that high. I'm here to help it. I'm not here to make money hardly anymore, just to help everybody out. My game plan. So that's about it so far. Don't have anything else really new. The hives are they're building up pretty good. I can't say I'm impressed. Well, a couple of them I'm impressed with, but the rest of them are just chugging along. I got a lot of that Russian Carney genetics in my bees, and like this morning it was 25 degrees, and I think tomorrow is 29 degrees, and it just shuts them down. So it's cool weather we've been getting, wet weather. Um, the queens just aren't rocking. Yeah, hit that like button. Thank you, Randy. And maybe somebody can hop on here in the tag team. I think I can invite some people, but I'm trying to figure that out. Hey, Mike, misbehaving. Haha. So yeah, I figured out how to pin it. That didn't take me very long. I am an engineer and I did write a lot of software, so you'd think I'd figure this out pretty fast, but I don't know. I don't want to figure out engineering anymore. I'm retired, or almost retired. Yeah, DC, you're right. But it slows flying. They don't seem to care, but um, laying up frames, they don't. They don't. They're not near as aggressive as those Italians. So I am this year, but the package that I got today, it's Italian Queen. So I'm going to add a little bit of Italian genetics back into the gene pool. And that package already had drones in it. So they'll be flying with my Caucasian, Carney, Russian mutts. That's what the most of my genetics are over the years. And I requeen all my swarms by summer solstice. That's one reason. That's another reason why I graft. One, to make splits for nukes for next year, and to replace swarms. Because I know those queens are at least a year, they're on their year number two swarm because they come as a swarm. So time to replace them. And the better ones, I'll put them in as resource hives. Keep them in, keep it the ones that are still rocking in the summertime. I'll put in the resource hives. The rest of them I'll just pinch or give to somebody that's desperate for a queen and let them know it's an old queen. That happens every fall. People say, "You got queens, you got queens, you got queens." I said, "Well, I got some, but they're not new queens. But something's better than nothing." I usually give those bees away $10, something cheap like that. Hey JW, I'm in the rating room. Oh, how do I get you in? I'm looking, JW. Hmm. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, I got it now. Hold on. Lights in the way. Hmm. Oh shit. Did I lose you? All right, JW, I'm getting you. There you go. Can you hear me? Oh, my volume is bad. Let me get your volume. Let me get volume better. I can figure that out. Well, thanks for getting on. I can hear you now plenty good. So that's cool. What's that? Yeah, I lost my comments too. I'm trying to get that back on. I have them over on this. I don't know either. Well, yeah. Well, I'm getting there slowly. Yeah, I ended up, well, they said we ended up between anywhere from 6 to 8 inches, depending on the area. And I think I was closer to the 8 inches, so very, very similar. And now it got cold for a couple days. Yeah, well, at least, right. Yeah, that's cool. I got YouTube on and I got comments, but it's, I can pop them out, I think. I know I can. Yeah, done it in the past. Right. Hey, Darren. Yeah. But I don't know how to get comments on StreamYard. Yeah, it didn't for me, unless I got the wrong type of screen up. Private chat. I do see private chat. Yeah. Oh, comments. There we go. Oh, that's a live stream comment. That's not comments from the gallery. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. I got StreamYard and Studio open, but I muted my studio. Yeah, I started on YouTube and then I saw how I could share it to StreamYard. So I did that. So then I got StreamYard, but I don't know how to get comments in StreamYard. I just don't, yeah, I think I'll lose you. Yeah, I can hear you still. I can still see you and hear you. I don't think, I think we're in StreamYard, but I don't think we're in YouTube. I don't know if anybody else can hear us. They can hear me, but you can't see JW, can you? Dave and yeah. I didn't know how to bring you in through studio sharing. And I lost my sharing. Somehow I got it messed up. I have to figure out how to share this again. Share. Oh, this is different. Oh, I can post a link. Oh, I think I got this figured out. Oh, I can't change that link. Right. Okay, I know how to share my link now to Facebook and other stuff, other apps, but I don't know live how to get StreamYard. Hmm. Share screen. StreamYard Studio. Share. Haha. I think I got both of you now. Both of us in the YouTube StreamYard. Can you guys see JW now? There you go. We got it.
Yeah, the comments didn't come up on my screen.
I figured it out. Woohoo. And I
It
got
don't make any
comments.
difference. It
I
don't
gotta
make any
keep
difference.
I gotta keep StreamYard open to let people in.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I can let people in. Okay. I got
Yeah,
this figured out.
they usually show up down below you and all that writing and stuff on the
Yeah.
extreme side. So
So this is I think this is the sharing. Yeah. Okay. It's one step better.
it don't make any difference. I see the
Your
comments or not.
screen looks different, but we can see and hear JW. Okay. That's what we want. Yeah, I got my
Well,
background
maybe
back.
you may not want that either. I'm pretty good at insulting people. If I can't see
Background
who's
is
talking,
weird.
I might be insulting everybody on there. Anyway, like I said, I just come on here I know what it's like when you can't, when you're frustrated, you can't get anybody to answer you. I went through
So
this. 30, you're doing a pretty good job. It took me about the first 30 minutes to get the link posted. The first night I tried to come on, I had I had Melissa on the phone. She was trying to coach me and tell me what to do. So
okay.
anyway, back to the bee situation. I'm just getting ready to start through. I've been through them and got screen boards on them, and I've got to get back in tomorrow and either decide what I'm going to do, or tomorrow or Thursday when Tom and them come out here. I'm probably just going to let him take what he wants for his to build his nukes with, and then I'll split everything and probably not even just let them make their own queens. That's what I'm probably going to do. I may do some uh, OTS splits, and I may do some just let them leave cells and make their own, do my splitting that way. I don't think I'm going to try to do any grafting this year or try to do any. And
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to buy any queens.
I'm just doing this little one first here, but I'll do a lot. Most of my grafting's in the summertime, right at summer solstice,
Yeah.
first week of June, around that
Them,
time frame, second week of June.
see when everything gets nice here, I'm right. I've got ponds every place around me, and I've got dragonflies, and then the martins get up here, and the barn swallows, and boy, it's tough to get them grafted queens, get them mated.
Yeah.
They're just everything in the world's after
I usually make my cell builder up in a 6 frame box, but since we're still getting these weird cold fronts coming through,
them.
I'm going to use a double screen board. I'm going to go into my biggest hive, the one I'm going to check here tomorrow, and put.
What I
Pick,
not to be
what's that?
not to be a know-it-all with you. I made me a double screen board with a whether I could reduce the like a 10 frame or a 8 frame, whatever you got, down to whatever your
Yeah,
nuke
I
is,
gotcha.
you know, and it works pretty
Right.
good. I'm telling you, I set in the wintertime. Sometimes I'll set a nuke on top of an 8 frame or 10 frame. You got to do is just reduce it down, put a little low, entrance and exit on your.
Right.
I'll just make a 5/8 or a 3/8 shim on top of that 8 or 10 frame board, and then make it the size you can set a whatever size your nuke is. You've got 6 frames. All my nukes are 5 frames, but that's the way I do
Right.
it. I'll make some.
Well, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to take my double deep big hive, and
Yeah,
if it doesn't have queen cells yet, I'm going to put the queen up on top with the brood frame that she's laying on, and
yeah,
then another cat brood frame, a little bit of food, a honey frame, and then let all the foragers stay in the bottom box. And that should be a pretty packed box if I get all those bees down there, except for a couple frames of bees for the
and
queen.
then you're gonna add to that. You're gonna add a queen to that bottom box. You're just gonna let them make your own then.
No, that's why I'm going to graft. That's why I'm going to put my graft in.
Oh, that's where you go put the graft
That's
in
gonna
the
be my
bottom.
cell builder. That
Yeah,
way I can use the heat between both boxes
yeah,
for now. I don't want to destroy that hive. It's one of my honey production hives. So I'm just going to borrow the queen for 2 weeks basically.
yeah.
I'll wait 6 days. If they got any emergency queen cells, I'll either cut them or destroy them. And then on the ninth day, I'll take the frame out once I got the frames, once I got the cells capped, and I'll put them in the incubator. Then I'll take the double screen board out, back out, and flip the boxes around so the queen's down at the bottom again, and let them make honey.
Yeah.
So I'll this way. It's kind of like it's not. I wouldn't call it a demery, but I'll have all the brood down at the bottom. Should be laying up the top box, and within
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks she'll have 2 frames laid up. So that hive should go right back to being a big hive. I shouldn't lose anything. And I don't think spring is our black locust trees are going to bloom for at least another 2 more weeks. It's going to be, it usually blooms the second or third week of April. I got a feeling it's going to be the end of April this year. Everything seems to be 10 days to 2 weeks behind.
I'm about way my stuff's been running. I'm actually a long 2 weeks, about 17 days behind the last 2 years for right here where I'm at on my bloom and stuff. But
Yeah.
what's your weather for tonight? Are you forecast to have some
We're
some
supposed to go
freeze?
down to 28, 29 tonight.
Yeah, that's when
And then
I covered
tomorrow it's
stuff up
supposed to be
last
upper
night.
50s.
Yeah, I covered some plants up last night, and then I took them off, and then I got home, and the freeze warning didn't pop up about an hour ago here. So now they're saying it's going to get down below freezing. I may kill everything that I uncovered. We'll see.
Yeah, my red what do you call that? Crimson Queen King
Yeah,
Crimson Maple. I got that covered up with sheets last night and tonight.
Yeah,
If you lose those leaves, they die. They only got one set of maple leaves.
yeah.
They're already out, partially out.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to save it. But by Monday, it's supposed to be 75 degrees here.
Yeah, that's what they're talking here. We're on the same, basically. Actually, you're a little bit north of me, as you know, uh,
And
by the
probably a day
Great
later,
Pines. Cincinnati's a little bit north of where I'm at.
half
I'm
day.
I'm right on 50. You know, if you went straight across 50, but it angles. You know, it angles to the southwest towards me from Cincinnati, across Indiana. There, Tom.
Right,
I'm
right.
My main
I'm
farm is just a mile off of.
I'm I'm literally a mile from US 50.
I am too. I'm on the north side of US 50,
So
and
am I.
you know,
Yeah.
I've
I
come
can
across
walk.
it a couple times.
I
I
can
used to
walk
come
to
over.
50 probably faster than driving to it.
Well, I can't do
Just I go
that. No.
over one ridge and down a steep hill.
Yeah. So
It's about, I don't know, it's probably at least 100 yards closer to me right now because it's all flooded.
yeah,
First
yeah,
couple streets of downtown's flooded.
yeah.
It's actually up against, it's like 8 feet up against the stadiums right now, the river.
Really, I
Yeah.
didn't
It
know
got
it
up to
was.
60.8 feet.
You know, we got
So
all of
that's a
our.
moderate flood for our area.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got flood warnings out on. I'm in between two smaller rivers, and I'm about 70 mile, actually 65 mile from the Ohio where I'm at.
Okay. 50 runs right on the bank of the Ohio River down through
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
I know. I've come across there. I used to come over there, say, equipment sales over at Florence, Kentucky.
Yeah. Yep.
Used to have a big. I think they still have them, but I don't have any need for any of that stuff anymore. I used to come over to,
In fact, parts of 50 is flooded right now.
you know, J.J. Kane is the auction company. They got a yard there. Some can't be too far from you. They're off of on the northeast
Oh,
side of
okay.
Cincinnati or someplace now, I think.
So Jonathan just got a notice of the live stream. So I guess when I linked them finally, it made it public.
Yeah.
I don't
Mm.
know.
But I'm still not seeing any comments. Are you able to read the comments? Are you getting any comments?
Yeah, I got the comments.
Yeah.
I'm in I'm in StreamYard, but I'm going through YouTube.
Yeah. I think that's the reason I can't get to you. You know, if I go back to YouTube, I can get the comments, but it cuts me off.
But I think if you
Not
go
that
to
it makes any difference.
StreamYard, if you go to StreamYard, in my you should be able to see me. But should be
I'm
able to
on
get on
StreamYard.
there. But you're on StreamYard.
Yeah, it's what I'm on.
I don't know. I don't think I have it 100% right.
Yeah, I'd say you're straight. You're on. Well, I don't know. I don't know. You got you got the StreamYard link. I mean, that's the StreamYard link that I got on to you with, but I can't.
Yeah.
If I go back to the
And I
if
can
I
see
leave,
if anybody wants to get on the back is in the background. So so I know I got that part working right. But I don't know on your end. You don't have comments. So I need to enable that somehow in StreamYard.
mm,
Comments. So let me go into StreamYard directly. I have to mute it so I don't get echo.
mm,
Stop sharing. Oh, how do I add share this tab instead? No. I'm reading. I don't want that. There has to be a way to do this. I'm trying to find it, JW.
There you go. It don't make any difference. I just tried to help you out. So give you somebody to talk. Give you somebody to talk to. It
Yeah,
it helps if you got somebody to
team
share a
up with.
conversation with, regardless of what it is.
Right. I used to do with that with Charlie when he first started a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And now he's the king.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Mhm. Mhm.
Members? No. I'm afraid to go to home. I might knock it off.
Yeah, I mean, look,
It's driving
man.
me crazy. No, I don't know how to do it. How to add comments. I don't want to enter it. I'm already there.
Okay, I've got you. I've got both of them on. But I mean, if
Yeah,
I, if, I mean, sure, you may lose me. I mean, my team, I'm pretty sure you'll lose me.
I don't know if I will or not. If not, I'll jump, put you back. Yeah, I did lose you. Let's enter studio. That's the same thing I got. Yeah. Okay. Oh, edit. Hmm. There's JW. I see ya. How do I add them? Oh, I see them. JW, I know you're in the background. When I pick on you, nothing happens. Oh gosh, how do I get JW back in here? That's weird. I see him, but I can't invite him. Can't get him in. There's me. How do I get him? Oh, this is frustrating. Let me try this. Give me a second.
There you go.
Right.
All right.
Gotcha. Oh, I got an echo.
But I still don't have any comments, so it don't make any difference.
I don't know if I can.
It don't make any difference. Go ahead and do what you need to do.
You guys see me? Ah, I got a picture back from YouTube. Okay, I think I'm back. Somebody let me know if you can see my face again. I see you, JW. All right, JW, you hear me? Yeah, I'm in the same link, but you're only on StreamYard. You're not in the studio StreamYard. I'm trying to figure that out. There's StreamYard now. I don't see an option to share tabbed audio. I don't want to do that. I don't see anything about comments. Uh, I have you in my StreamYard YouTube now, or StreamYard Studio, and I got comments. So I backed in there, but I don't know how to add it on your end. So that's good. Yeah. I'm just trying to get JW doesn't get comments because he's in my StreamYard and not in the studio streaming through StreamYard. Control. Yeah, the Major Tom. Ah, that's a good one. But it's my camera's a little slow now. I'll just not have to move. Oh, yeah, that's just StreamYard. Oh, it didn't show up on the other side. I do through Studio to StreamYard, but I need to do it from StreamYard to Studio, I think. Oh, yeah, now it's getting both comments. Oh, I don't know if that's not it. That's somebody else. How do I get that back off? Oh, I'm clicking. Here's an, let me go to customize, live chat, live replay, anyone. I don't see anything about that. Oh well, I'm learning. Sorry, JW. Right. And my camera is really slow. Studio is slow. I'm killing the bandwidth. Oh, that wasn't good. I did it again. Yeah. I tried again to get comments on the StreamYard side. I can hit comments and it'll show up on both studio and here, but they're not linked.
Yeah. I think them comments are coming in on your StreamYard side. That's what I'm suggesting. So, because I can see them when I go on StreamYard, but it cuts me off of your because I'm on the right. If I go to the YouTube side, I can see the comments. I think, but it's going
Right. You will be able to.
yeah, but it cuts me off.
But you'll get cut off. I think you'll get cut off. And I can when you got back on, I could see you on my YouTube side, but I couldn't add you. Now I got Scott. We let Scott in. I'd like to do it. See, I can't do it through studio.
Get him on there.
Hey
Okay,
Scott.
Tom, listen. I think you're doing a great job, man. But listen, there's a couple of things you need to do. All right. So one thing you need to do is change your input. So I can't see it anymore, but when I was looking at it, um, down here, I can see like right underneath the pictures of you and JW, you can see all of the possible layouts, and one of them has a blue
Yeah.
line around it. So you need to click the one that doesn't have, you need to click the one that was next to the one with the blue line out, or so that you're not projecting the entire interface. There you go. So step one. So now you're not projecting the interface. And then it looks like you've got the comments figured out now. And then if you want, you can go into, you can't do it when you're in an active stream, but if you want, you can go back, later when you're done. You can go into all your settings along the right-hand side there. And, like Charlie
Yeah.
always has a background picture of like his apiary and stuff, right? So you can just like bring in a picture or something if you want or whatever, and you can add it into that.
Yeah, it has to be a square, right?
So that all the black area here on, around everybody, somebody will see it. The more people
Yeah.
you've got in on your feed, the less that's going to actually, the less you, it's not like anybody is going to see it anyway, right? So the more people you have in there, the less that really becomes relevant to the kind of setup.
Right.
But when you do a StreamYard, when you're doing this StreamYard, I mean, it's up to you, but I think you shouldn't even be in YouTube. You should have your StreamYard account connected to your YouTube account so that when you go live, it automatically creates the live stream under the live library of your YouTube channel. So that
Yeah.
all you have to do then is, if you want, you can go back after the stream is over, after the live is over, you can go back into your YouTube studio, go into your content tab and click on that video and, edit it a little bit. You can give it a title if you want, and you can add a description. You can tag it or something or whatever if you want the algorithm to pick it up and send it out to more and more people that are, looking for bee content. and so on. You can do stuff like that if you want. You don't have to. You can leave it exactly the way you want, or you can set all that kind of stuff up ahead of time as well. So that once you click the go live button here in StreamYard, it's gonna tag the video on your YouTube channel side with everything exactly the way you want it, so that you don't have to do anything to it, after your stream is done. But, I mean, other than that, I think, like you were almost there, right? And I was sitting here watching it, and I was watching it, and I was watching it, and I'm finally, you know what? I have a microphone and stuff like that too, and I don't normally have this microphone hooked up. I normally just have it sitting over here in the corner, and it's not plugged in and everything else. And I run a different piece of software that allows me to. I always have problems. Allows me to put all this stuff in here and everything. It's called OBS Studio and stuff. Anyway, so I had to start all that stuff up and everything else. So it took me a couple of minutes to get it all together because I wasn't preparing to go live tonight. But yeah, I wanted to get in and help a little bit. So I used to go live 5 days a week, for about an hour or so in the morning with 2 other YouTube channels, in a completely different genre, for lack of a better way of putting it. And I had a really big YouTube channel, and I was, like I said, I went live every day, and I would go live in. I traveled around the country and the world, and I used to go live from all different other parts of the world and stuff like that, or whatever, from my phone and from a computer and stuff like that, or whatever. So I haven't done it in a long time, but it was kind of like second nature for me. So, and I used to use StreamYard as well to do it. So.
I just got it backwards right now because I'm going studio to StreamYard. So next Tuesday I'll go StreamYard to studio.
Yeah, so like once you go into your StreamYard account and just authorize it to connect to and use your YouTube credentials, for your channel. And then it'll just automatically send it over there. The only thing I would probably tell you beyond that is I forget it specifically, but I think there's a setting you can go in so that it doesn't automatically create a recording on the StreamYard side of every live you do, because with the free account, you only get I think 20 hours worth of recording time or something like that, or maybe they even changed it since I used to do this. But anyway, so
I saw that, Scott.
Yeah, so you'll want to make sure you just turn that off so that it's not, kind of like filling that space up, because once it goes live to your YouTube channel, that's where you've got your copy. Basically, the only copy you really need of it is there on your YouTube channel, and there's not really a need for you to have a copy of it here on the StreamYard side of it. That's my opinion. So, but otherwise, but it looks like you're doing all right now. So I'm gonna jump out, and if you have any other questions about it or whatever, you can let me know, shoot me an email or something like that.
I got a question. When Charlie comes on, I just end mine. How do I know when Charlie? I mean, not Charlie.
Well, you'll see. So you'll see them you'll see them what we call backstage. So you'll see them down there in backstage. Like you saw me and like you saw JW, right? And then you just click on the 3 little dots there.
Right.
And it should be an option that says add to stream, I think is what it says, or something like that, or whatever. I forget. Or remove from,
edit,
or say add to stage or something like that, or whatever, when you click on them.
Okay.
But yeah, and then let's say, for instance, I don't know, let me see here if I've got another thing too. I always see Charlie and Bill sometimes. Maybe they're just slow about it. I don't know. I always think maybe they have a little bit of trouble with it or whatever. But so let's say they add So let's say they come in here and they want to present, you know, a video or an image or something like that or whatever. So like I'm going in here to my pictures right now. I'm just going to find a really old generic image of my apiary when it was little. So you can see that down there on the bottom now. You can see that picture that I put in there down
Yes.
down on the bottom. So if you were to click on the dots there, then you could present that. And then what that would do is it would bring it up here into the feed. And then you could change the input, say, from the 3 of us to the input that just shows 1. And then it would go full
Gotcha.
screen. You know, same with like a video or something like that. If you had like a video clip of something or whatever and you wanted to show that, you could add it, or another person on the stream could add it like I've just done. And then you can present it so that
Right.
it goes out either full screen, or you could present it where it's most of it and you could put everybody else along the one side. You'll see all your different inputs and options down there at the bottom. Just pick whichever one you know you want it to be, and then that's it. And then of course you can then, you know, dump out of that and back into this interface, or, you know, like what I just did was I went in and I just removed it from the stream so that you
Right.
don't see it down there anymore.
Got it.
But that's just, you know, yeah. I mean, come on,
Got
you're
it.
like almost like a rocket scientist,
no.
right? Like you sort of are, right?
I just
So
want
sort of kinda are, right?
kinda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So I mean, I'm sure you've got this. If you just take a little bit, you know, take like do a test, like do a test thing. Like if you want to like play around with it, like on, you know, sometime when you have a free minute, set it up as a stream, like as you're going to go live to your channel, but make sure it's private, either private or unlisted.
Yes.
Just make sure it's not public, right?
Right.
Just make sure it's like private or unlisted, and then just set it up and then just
Practice.
go through and pick through everything and see what this does and see what that does and figure it all out. And then just make sure that once you're all done with that and you end that stream, go back into your YouTube studio, go into your live in your content where you find that test, you know, playing around, screwing around kind of stream, and delete it because, you know,
Right.
or not. But I mean, I would do it. That's how I would do it. I would delete it because then it didn't need anything. But
Right.
um,
Right.
so
So
yeah.
next time I'll go through StreamYard to Studio.
Yes. Yep. And you'll be, you know, and it'll be fine then. So
And JW,
the only thing I wish StreamYard would do, and I used to, like, I actually went to the StreamYard studios in Wilmington, Delaware one time to really appeal to them. It's about an hour's drive from where I live. And I went down there and I said, listen, I know it's possible for them to create a unified chat. Because when I used to go live, I was live, and then the other 2 channels I was with would also be live. The problem is that if anybody joined the chat from these other channels, then people who were on my chat or people who were on the other chat couldn't see it, right? And I always said, we need a unified chat. So when you have got like 5 channels, 6 channels on there or whatever, it wouldn't matter who the audience was chatting with or what channel they were chatting on. It would actually allow everybody to see it and allow everybody to interact. But they felt like it was too much work to jump over the code to get it to do that. And I was like, it's not. It's probably like 10 lines of code, right? But they wouldn't listen. So and they didn't want to do it and everything else. And they think
what they're saying, Scott, is they don't have their software engineer anymore.
No, well then actually right after that visit, they sold themselves to like a private equity firm, and everybody knows what private equity does to everything. So
and
the private equity firm decided to go a different direction and from what I have seen, also to jack the price. So but that's not surprising either. But anyway, so
they're not gonna make any changes because they don't know how to make changes.
Yeah,
How to
but that's,
update it.
so I mean, that's the only drawback I see to using StreamYard if you're going to be with multiple people. But I know the way Charlie and Bill and stuff have been running it, in that I don't, when one of them, like Bill goes live on Mondays and Charlie doesn't simulcast it onto his channel and vice versa. And I think then that makes it, kind of work better, because then everybody knows that if they want to chat, I mean, they can only go to a single one of those channels in order to chat. So, I guess that works out itself, but it is possible to go into your settings there and allow the other people who are on the feed with you to also broadcast it to their channel. I mean, I think from a practical standpoint, it probably only makes sense if that person is going to be on that feed or on that entire stream with you from the moment it starts, because otherwise, why would they want it going to their channel midstream? But again, that's me just getting kind of carried away and off on a tangent about it. But so I'm just gonna shut up about it now. It looks like you've got it going. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna help, and
I'm good for tonight.
but I'll keep watching. So
All right, sounds good.
later, Tom. By the way, it's freezing here too, and it's going to be pouring down rain for the next 3 days. And I think our freeze warning tonight is, I think we're getting down to 24 degrees. So,
Yeah.
and I think there's a 97% chance of rain on Friday, and I'm supposed to pick up 4 packages. So I don't know how the hell I'm going to install them on, when it's supposed to be having heavy downpours and a 97% chance of rain. So, but
Well, Scott, last Saturday I did a free bee class. I had my own observation hive for them to see. I had to get
right.
the queen out when it was raining pretty hard because there was just, or I wasn't going to bring it.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I'm likely to just bring them home and stick them in the garage.
Well,
So,
JW hopped off.
yeah. So anyway, but
All right.
all right. All right. It looks like you've got it under control here now. So
Yep, I'm
have a good
good.
night, Tom. See ya.
All right, night. Well, I lost JW, but that's all right. It's what is it, 9:30 now or Eastern time. So maybe Bob will be hopping on here in a little bit. Then I can hop off. Or I can hop off and we can just wait for Bob to hop on. Something like that. I'm not going to try going from StreamYard to studio yet tonight, since I got everything working, studio to StreamYard. Night, little more, Laura Moore. Not feeling well. Feel better. Oh, JW's back.
Yeah. Okay, now this time, the comments are showing up, so I'm gonna go. That's on the YouTube. Oh, I'm back on the YouTube side, so
So you're good
and
now.
when I go back to the StreamYard and kick the YouTube off so it doesn't echo, then I lose the comments. So I don't know what's going on.
You can mute it, I think.
Well, that's what I tried to do. It wouldn't let me. So
Let me see if I can mute you.
well, let me go. Hang on. Let me go back and go back to you. Get the YouTube back on.
I can mute you in StreamYard. I figured that out. What else can I do? Solo layout, remove from stage, edit mic settings. All right. Yeah. Well, next week I'll go the other way around. We'll go from StreamYard to studio. I already got it. When Scott was talking, I set it all up. Hey, Todd.
We don't either. We don't either, Todd.
Well, I should know it. I'm an electrical engineer by trade. So, and I've been in software my whole life. But I'm not a Windows software guy. It was more automation, cloud stuff.
That echo's coming through me. Is that echo coming back to you, Tom?
I don't hear an echo, so it must be on
Okay.
your side. You're not echoing on the live. Yeah, you got to mute one of your two on your side. See, that's another thing I got to change. So you don't. So this doesn't show up. Little things like that.
Okay, let me try it this way.
I had that at the beginning when I said I had an echo. I was able to mute myself on the StreamYard side or the YouTube side, one of the StreamYard side, I think. We had a flow going on, but this morning stopped it all. Didn't seem to hurt the flowers though on the trees, so I was kind of surprised they weren't all wilted today. But we got one more freeze, and hopefully that's the last freeze for the spring. Usually we go to about Mother's Day. When we get to Mother's Day, there's no more freezes or frost. So that's a month away. Okay, so oranges are starting to bloom. I think everything. I think the whole United States is slow this year. Maybe not down south, Texas and southeast, but everything else.
I don't know what's
Coming,
going on.
Todd. Yeah. You can hit the full screen button. What do you mean? Oh, full screen button. Full screen. Yeah. Without any background. But I didn't care. So I'm ready. This is the first year out of 8 years I'm ready for the flow. Well, for it to hit. Maybe my bees aren't, but I'm ready. I got to get my hives a little bit bigger. About 70% of them. I think I got about 5 or 6 that are good size, but the rest of them are too small. And I think I got 2 or 3 more weeks. So I'm hoping there's 3 or 4 frames of brood that each one has starts emerging out in the next few days. And now I got 10 frames of bees, 12 frames of bees. That has to happen soon because it'll be 3 weeks before they're flying. Which will be nurse bees at the beginning. Yeah, Dennis is getting all the rain that we had, JW.
Yep.
It just kept streaming right over us for days.
Yeah, it's really, really soft here. I got stuck. I got stuck 3 times yesterday. I've got a little old
I won't even try. I still see water laying in my yard.
Yeah. And you just can't even hardly get around, it's,
Yeah. Hopefully Dennis doesn't get up to 8 inches like we got.
mhm. Oh, I was told that,
See, 3 Toms and 2 JWs.
mhm.
Why is that?
I don't know. That's what people were saying. They said they had 3 pictures of you and two of me. That's the way you got your screen deal set up, I guess. There's different.
I can just do me,
I
you.
think, I think it's through the StreamYard part of it when you're. I don't know. If I did, I'd be a movie star instead of a.
It all looks good on my
feature.
end.
Uh,
I don't know why they see 3.
I still haven't got any comments. You know,
Yeah, I
I'm
know. That's me, JW, because I went from studio into StreamYard. If I went into StreamYard into studio, you'd have them because they'd be imported from studio into StreamYard. I understand that,
okay.
and I'm not going to try. I'm not going to shut it all down and try doing it the
No,
proper way,
no.
the best way. That'll be my next trial. We can see your computer screen. Oh, I see. I don't know how to get rid of that. Oh, you can see my whole screen, like the whole edit screen? Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, how do I
Yeah, I've done
change?
before too. You're the only one that had come up by the way before.
Yeah, that's a studio thing.
Mm.
Yeah, I see what everybody's saying now. Hmm. That's not a StreamYard. That's a studio thing.
Mm.
Probably I had to set that up when I went live.
Well, like Scott was saying, I think there's some way you can go in there and go do it privately and set all this stuff up before you go live.
Right, right. I don't see how I can change that.
Post your intros and do your, you know, extra or whenever you go off and all that and add all that stuff in there. But I don't
Maybe
know how
it
to do
isn't. Ah, did that do it? That took care of it.
You think you're down just the 2 of us now? Instead of the
Yes, just
5 of us.
yes. I see 2 of me, but I don't think they see 2 of me.
Uh,
That's another setting. I didn't even see that on the StreamYard side. It's pretty scary. It's pretty big.
no, and I'm on there with Joey quite a bit. Boy, he jockeys that stuff all around. He knows how to do it and
Yeah,
adds videos and all that, but I do not know how to do it. I'm gonna have to learn, I guess. I'm almost too old and too senile to do that kind of stuff.
right.
My brain locks up, as the old farmer says.
Yeah, I see how I got full screen going now, but now if somebody tries to jump on, I don't see that.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. I think I see what you're saying. I don't know if
Yeah,
I can. Yeah. See, I've got both of us. Well, it shows I can show You just got the two exit.
I'd have to exit full screen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to worry about it too much because next week I'll go the other direction.
Sure.
It'll probably be totally different. Who knows?
Well, I'll be sure and watch for you. I was kind of surprised when I seen I had turned it on, just kind of scanning to see if, there was going to be a live tonight or chat, so.
Yeah, last Tuesday or Wednesday, somebody posted a no live saying, Bob, I said, you don't have a live on Tuesday anymore. I said, well, I can fill in. I can go live at 8 o'clock till Bob jumps on or whenever he jumps in.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it was like 8:15. And I said, oh, I got to get on this live, get this all going. So I didn't do any prep ahead of time. I just
No, that's
jumped
what I
in
did.
2
That
feet.
one Thursday, Ricky come on at the last minute. His daughter had a track meet or something. He wasn't going to be on. And guys talked me into trying it. Lord, I waddled around there for 2 hours.
All right. Change my, it's a little bit
I'm
better.
just showing the same old stuff from us, but
Yeah. This camera always shows me it with a reddish tint face for some reason.
well, see, I'm using my TV screen, which is like a 36. I don't know how big it is. Pretty good size screen for my monitor.
Yeah.
And it throws out light and makes me look all
Right.
like
I'm on my computer.
back way away from it where I don't get so much light off the screen. I look a little more naturally colored because I just got a
Trying to
little.
get up close, but that scares everybody getting up that close.
So that's the reason I always look so washed out and bright. It's because of my.
I do need a chat mentor. I need to hire Lee.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I think 20 years ago I might have had a desire to have multiple set up like he's got, but not anymore.
And he
Let
got
the, let the young people do it. Yeah. I gotta go back on YouTube and see if Bob on yet.
I don't know if anybody's on here or not. You showing any numbers? It'll show you a number down there on if you're on. And how many people's on there? It's just a little number down there below your screen usually.
I don't see it now. I used to. I have to go exit full screen to see it.
Well, I'm not. I did exit full screen on it.
If I do it, everybody sees my screen. Somewhere I saw how many people were on. Well, there's an hour and 45 minutes. Oh, 31 people.
Okay, well, there's 31 silly people in the world then sitting there watching
I
this
gotta
bad.
go back to full screen. I gotta figure that out again.
To go to full screen, all you gotta do is go down there in the right hand corner of your little screen and left click on it. The big screen will just pop on it and it'll take you back to full screen. I do know that.
I don't see that.
The right hand corner of the two of us.
Oh yeah. I got it.
Yeah. I do.
So got a little 30 people, 31.
Mm-hmm. They must be talking to one another because I don't know if anybody's chatting back to. I think they're just conversation amongst herself. I think they give up. Yeah, they were.
The chats have slowed down. Yeah, Clay and Bundy said we got 30 people on right now. Brian and Jen are still on.
Mhm.
Does anybody here keep bees? Nope. This is the no life, no beekeepers.
No life, no computer knowledge, no
They
chat,
all died.
no stream knowledge.
You're like, we still got, yeah, I still got a few bees, but not as many as last year.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we're just making fun of that a little bit. So my background, all those blue totes are out throughout Cincinnati and Indiana.
Okay, you got yours. I'm not even sitting out any. In
Yeah,
fact,
I got 11 of them out, JW.
Tom Sauceman's wanting, or Tom
I got,
Sauceman.
I think I got 8 medium blue ones, 2 dark blue ones, and 2 green ones, something like that. Or 1 dark blue one, 2 green ones.
Matt Ramsbottom, I'm going to send him some of mine. I'm not even going to put any out this year. I've got more bees now, and I know what to do with.
Yeah.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I've got too many bees right now. I better not say nothing. The bee gods will be. I'll go out there tomorrow and everything will be dead or abscond or
Yeah, you better watch it, JW.
have American
Curse.
foulbreed.
You get the beekeeper curse.
Yeah, curse. That's what I've been kidding them guys out there, Tom and Matt Ramsbottom. They've been talking about all the weather. And I says, "Oh, your fault. You guys, did you guys?" I knew they both worked bees on April Fool's Day, so I started this deal about old timers. It was you made the bee gods bad if you if you work bees on April Fool's Day, and that's what's causing all this bad weather and all this stuff. I
Yeah.
continued it on Joey last Saturday night. They both come on there and was telling about all the problems that it's having. I said, yeah, it's going to happen because you guys got the bee gods all mad because you work bees on April Fool's Day. Anybody knows better than to do that.
Right. Right. Well, I still got 2 more production hives. Well, I try to run 21, but I can run up to 23. And I still got, so I got two of them empty. And then I got 7 resource hives that are completely empty now since I moved the bees out of them.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of empty slots because I did a lot of combinations or combining. There you go. Walker's on live.
There you go. All right. I'm going to hop off. We can all hop on to Bob's.
That's fine. See you later.
See you guys. I'm going to end it. I think I just left it.